Hi students, your perfect tutor is back again with a very interesting topic, article. So this comes under section B of your paper 1 and it's compulsory. So make sure you understand, make sure you know how to write an article because it will be compulsory when it comes in section B. And that's where it comes most of the time. Okay, so what is an article? It's a piece of writing. Very simple definition. A piece of writing written by an individual on a subject matter of common interest and is contributed to the newspaper or a magazine. Simply a piece of writing written by who? An individual. So you can also write an article. Now, how do you write an article? An article should be written on a subject matter. That means there should be a subject matter of common interest. What do you mean by common interest? A matter affecting the whole society or the community. The whole society. Now, you as an individual, you write like an opinion. You want to express your opinion on that subject matter. Then you write that to the magazine or a newspaper, so that it can be published. You see? It can be published. An article can be written to entertain, to educate, or to inform the public. So it's like you want to communicate to the public or to a large number of people using the what? The newspaper or the magazine. So you write an article to the editor, then they'll publish your article. They will publish your message. So when they publish that message based on a subject matter of common interest, that's what we call a what? An article. That's an article. Simple and straightforward. Now, there are so many different types of articles. This includes news article, feature article, letter to the editor, and editorial article. However, only letter to the editor and the feature article are the ones which are examined. Mostly the questions on article come either on feature article or letter to the editor, especially letter to the editor. They like it. So we're not going to beat by the bush. We want to target important things which may come in the exam, because we're preparing ourselves towards exam. We'll do the feature article and the letter to the editor. So in this video, we are going to look at the letter to the editor, and in part 2, we'll look at the feature article, then we'll be done. Is that clear, students? Okay. So now we talk about the letter to the editor as one type of an article. This is a letter written by a member of public to a newspaper or magazine or journal. You write a letter as an individual to a newspaper. Now, when presenting it, it won't be presented as a letter in the newspaper. Your message is the one that will be presented in the newspaper, and it will be there to either entertain or educate the public. So your message will be published. It should deal with the subject of common interest, not your personal matters, not your personal things, no. A letter to the editor should deal with the subject of common interest, something attracting the interest of the whole society. That's what it means there. It can be written to educate, entertain, or inform the general public. I talked about this. Then it is a formal letter. This is very important. Make sure you understand this. It is a formal letter. The letter to the editor is a formal letter. So it must have the sender and receiver's addresses. The first address, which is the address of the sender, should be written on the top right. then the address of the receiver on the bottom left. Then you write your article. Apart from that, if you do not want your name to be published, you can write a postscript, a series of sentences just after the letter, just after the article, instructing the editor to hide your name. You say, please don't publish my name. And the editor will stick to that. That's how it is. The format of the article is a very simple thing. If you have seen an application letter before, or you have written it before, that's the same thing. And I guess most of you have written the application letter before. So it's the same thing. It's just that these two letters deal with different matters. With the application letter, you are applying. The article, you are educating, you are entertaining, or you are informing. So the format is the same. After you write your address, the sender's address on the top right, you write the receiver's address on the bottom left. You write a salutation. Dear, there in the application letter you write dear sir or madam. In the article you write dear editor, comma. You write the reference. The reference for the article is simply the subject matter which you are discussing about, or which you are writing about. Let us say you are writing about abortion. Abortion must not be legalized. You say reference, abortion must not be legalized. You simply write the subject matter. Now, after that, you go to your introductory paragraph. That is the introduction, number 1 there. Clearly state the aim of the letter. In the introduction, you clearly state what you're writing about. Begin with phrases like, allow me to voice out my sentiments. You see? Allow me to voice out my sentiments in your paper on this controversial topic. Then you start writing. Or, allow me to express my concern on this matter. So those are the phrases which you must use, and others. It's not that you should be using just those two. There are other phrases you can use to introduce the article. You use those phrases. You start. That's the introduction. So when you just say, allow me to express my concern on this matter, then you are likely to bring the subject matter or the topic you are writing about, hence stating what the article is about. You go to the main body. Simple thing. In the main body, you express your concerns, your views, and your opinions. The language should be polite and formal. So you simply write your points now. What are you talking about? You arrange your points in order. You explain them nicely so as to convince the editor. In your case, to convince the marker or the examiner. That's how it is. After you write your main body, you now go to the conclusion. Your conclusion should reinforce the points raised in the main body. It's like you are summarizing the main body. You take out some important points which are striking, so as to now convince the marker now to the fullest. And with yours faithfully, you write your signature, name, and capacity. Look at that example there. You write yours faithfully, your signature, or number like that. Then youth advocate. That's showing the capacity in which you are writing the article. So do not write yours lovingly, yours sincerely. For the article is yours faithfully. So you write yours faithfully, comma, your signature, full stop. Then you write your what? Your capacity. If you don't want your name to be published, you even write a sentence, do not publish my name. Done. Very simple, straightforward article. Very simple and straightforward. Don't need to stress yourself here. It's very simple. Just take the format of an application letter. Now, here you are writing about a subject matter. So, what you need to have information on what you're writing about. You gather necessary information so that you know how to go about it. If it's in the exam, you see, okay, this is the subject matter they want me to write about. You simply write some points either in the question paper. You know that question paper remains at school. So you write some points there. You write points, then you start writing the article in the answer sheet. Don't just start writing because you'll be blank. Just one point, you become blank. That's how it is. So you write some points, you write them down, then you start explaining them one by one. If this one comes, it's just a free mark. It's very simple. Very simple. So that's the end of the letter to the editor. Make sure you write some notes, research more, look for examples and questions so as to help you understand. Bye. See you in the next video.